Ulongata bati yada to ye kuma da ifa. Inu to ye ko jẹun, love ibipa. Ọba tala, ọba takuntakun. Ṣàngó, Èṣù, Ògún, Ọya, Ọ̀ṣun. Ìwọ ló ń bọ̀ nílé. Kí ni ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tán ṣe nílé yìí o? Ó jẹ́ lọ jára rẹ̀.
Alafia, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. I'm your host, Arisha Bami, and today we are back, joined for another Saturday Night Live with one of the mothers, the mother of the African Spirituality Experience, the mother of the tribe. Shout out to the Wunam, Nicky Love. Peace and blessings. How you doing, Wunam?
I'm good, Alafia. How are you?
Alafia, I'm good, man. Ready to get this good Saturday Night Live going. It's been a little minute since we've done this, but I'm definitely ready to get it cracking for the tribe and make it do what it do and be what it be.
Okay, I'm ready for you.
Yes, sir. I know that's right. So real quick, before we get into it, shout out to the tribe, shout out to the new subscribers. I think we're knocking on 19K. So shout out to everybody who's been supporting the channel and sharing it. And shout out to the Patreon community, man. The private community. We had a dope, powerful call last night, man. So shout out to everybody who made it to that call, man. I'm looking forward to bringing the guests onto the channel in the very near future as well. It was a very powerful call. So with that, I know you got some things going on in regards to your community, as well as a couple of new projects that you just kind of gave birth to. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about that and sharing more about that with the tribe. So with that, without further ado, you want to do what we always do and bring the ancestors in before we get this party started?
Yeah, you know we have to do that. We cannot.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace and blessings to lovely Chanel. Peace and blessings to Donna. Peace and blessings Divine Shy Lotus. Yeah, we definitely had a dope one last night. Definitely had a dope one.
Yeah, just call on the ancestors. In my purse. I'm coming. We gotta call.
No, it's all good. And real quick too, while you do that, I'm gonna share with them. So we got another couple of dope live streams coming next week in the near future with some new guests. One of them was on last night in the private community, and then I still got to share the interview from your new show. So I want to give thanks and gratitude to you for even having me on the show as well. So I'll share that. I'll probably get that one up tomorrow for the tribe, for being a guest on your show. So with that, I'll go ahead and get you, let you get started with the ancestors, and then I'll jump back in after you finish.
Okay, I'm gonna just ask our ancestors to rise up on the African Experience Spiritual Show. We're asking that you rise, ancestors. We're asking that you rise, and I ask that you be with us while we speak. I ask that you give us wisdom. I ask that you give us the words to speak and share the information with the people that's listening. I'm asking that you make sure that this podcast is protected and guided by your spirit. Ancestors of everybody that's watching, we ask that you rise up and guide their path and protect them. Ancestors, we ask that you continue to be with us. We ask that you continue to give us wisdom. Ancestors rise. Ancestors rise. We thank you for all that you do. We thank you for guiding us. We thank you for continuing to be here for us in this crazy world that we're in right now.
I say. So yeah, man. So with that, before we go all the way into the topic, so real quick, you want to kind of share with us a little bit about your new project, the Stars of the Tribes, the Celebrity Spirituality Podcast, man. It's a dope. First of all, the title alone is dope, but the concept behind it is even doper. So, can you kind of share with us a little bit about what your new podcast is about?
Sure. Let me share with the people first how it came about.
Gotcha.
Like everything I do, where it comes about, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting there at the shrines. 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and to say, you need to start a podcast. Right? Okay. What kind of podcast? You need to start a podcast for the celebrities who are into African traditions.
I sure.
They would hide it before, but it's not. It's time, to come out.
Right.
So I said, okay. So I go into, talking to the ancestors. What should I name it? What should it be about? How should I do it? So name it Stars of the Shrine. The Celebrity Spirit Podcast. Now, to me, as I said on the show, everybody's a star. There's a billion stars in the sky, so we're all stars. But what I noticed over the years, I've done actual divination readings for a few celebrities. And I also were personal spiritualists to some of these celebrities. And I know they were into African spirituality behind the scenes, but they didn't want, the world to know.
I get it.
But now As you can see, Michael B. Jordan, I'm a Babalao,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
Little Meech, I'm a Babalao, putting their pictures all their life. So now they're ready to share it.
Mm.
So
That's
now it's time to give them a platform to be, and this is what the ancestors told me, to be able to share their experiences of coming into African spirituality,
mm. I
right?
say.
So that's how that baby was born. So I get up, I set it up, I, do the design for the, how it's supposed to look, and
Mm-hmm.
I start bringing people on. Now, ancestors said, bring the other stars on, right? Because we're all stars. So I said, okay. I said, all right, we're gonna start with our family, our, yourself. We had a couple of chiefs on. I brought, our other stars on.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting ready soon to bring on the actual celebrities.
Mm.
So I move when ancestors tell me to move. The last thing I did on there was the energy of the week.
Mm.
Next week, I'm gonna work on bringing the actual, celebrities on.
I
I'm
say.
gonna start with Little Meech, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can get Michael B. Jordan. He's real busy, but I may be able to get him to come on.
That's
And
what's
a
up.
few other celebrities. You have Malik Yoba from New York Undercover. That was a Baba Lau. He was Yoruba. You have what's his name? Forrest Whitaker. That's a Baba Lau.
Wow.
You have, believe it or not, people don't know that Samuel L. Jackson, um, Denzel's wife, in the
Wow.
background, they were into African. A lot of these celebrities are into
Wow.
African spirituality. People didn't know.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
you got 50 Cent. That's the son of Sango.
Get out of here.
Oh yeah, you know
Hey,
that
you was in Orisha. No, I didn't know that. Now I
50
knew about
Cent.
Forrest Whitaker, and that's because of
Mhm.
a personal one of the elders. I won't mention their name because I don't know if they want that to be known public. But one of the elders that's been on this show is cool with Forrest Whitaker, and I knew for a fact that one was confirmed to me.
Yeah,
But I didn't know about 50 though. That's what's up.
50 Cent is the son of Sango. Shaka Khan is the daughter of Osun,
I think I heard about her before.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have a lot of celebrities that especially was into Europe.
Wow.
Everybody is getting into Europe now.
Yeah.
Um, but what's crazy is that a lot of them wasn't bringing it out, at that time. You
Mm-hmm.
know, now they're beginning to really start talking about it. You have what's her name? Ayanna Van Sant, which I
Yeah.
actually personally read for twice.
I
Well,
say.
she's a Yoruba priest.
Yeah, she's a
Priest,
Bacala.
priestess,
Yep.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So a lot of them now is no secret, no more. And that's nobody but, I'm not even going to say Ifa, because you have a lot of them that's into a Khan, into into the other traditions as well. They're not
Mm-hmm.
just into
E5.
Yoruba,
Okay.
right?
Right. Mm.
Yeah. So
That's
you have them, yeah, that a lot of them going back to voodoo from Benin. You know what I
mm.
mean?
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of different traditions, but a lot of our people are coming back
Yeah. Well, we're being
to,
called. We're being called, and
right, right,
and people are answering their call.
right.
That's what.
They're answering the call. So that's what led me to do the podcast for these celebrities as well as the local celebrities, our normal people. Because
Right.
again, we're all stars. They're just what I used to say about them. Because I would treat them all the same. I don't treat you. I don't give a damn how much money you got. I'm gonna treat you the same.
I
You're
know.
still
I
a human
know
being.
that's right. I
Yeah,
look. That's me too. Like,
yeah, I don't care. You could be you could be. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know,
Look,
Michael
look,
Jackson. I'm gonna still treat you like a traditional client.
and that's how it's supposed to be.
Right, because it's not about who you are. They just got more exposure, right?
Notoriety. They've been in
Right,
more stages in front of more faces, but at the same
right.
time, they eat,
So they're still
breathe,
human beings.
bleed, just like we do. So
Right,
that's
right.
what.
So so that's what that's about. And now I want to go over to the school. The school, I used to do that years ago. I had
Right.
a school years ago. A lot of people didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
especially the new people. But I
Mm-hmm.
had a school years ago, and I just didn't. I didn't, focus on it like I did with the way that I'm doing now,
Mm-hmm.
because I have a lot more students now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and because I've had the pleasure of actually initiating over 500 people since 2011.
Wow.
Okay, I actually said it's time to really create a school, because I got three chats full of new people. One chat, two, and chat three, full of people that I do classes for initiations, and I have the people that couldn't afford to do the initiation, but they want to learn about African tradition. So I had to create the school. So that's why I told you if they want to learn rituals, they can join the class each month. Okay.
Right.
Um, in the classes, we do teach how to read. Like actually, tomorrow they're going to be learning how to read with fire.
Mm. I
Last
see.
month they learned how to read with water. Okay.
I see.
In the school, all those available to the people who are not in, getting initiated, not initiates. So I make that available. We do energy in the week. We have teach them how to do some rituals in there. Okay. For the people who are members, you get a ritual of the week, you get energy of the week, and then I'll put different stories in there. Things that they need to read up on. Certain things they need to know. Anything spiritual. Okay, and especially mostly African. Okay. Now we share some other things with traditions from different countries. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna do that in the near future. Okay, so that's what's been going on. The
Yeah, that's
school
dope.
and the podcast.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I've been blessed to be a part of both, man, and both of them are dope. Like I said, I give thanks again for having me on. Matter of fact, I got to definitely get that uploaded tomorrow and share that with the tribe because it was a dope interview. And I think for me, it was cool to be on the other side of the booth, to answer questions versus asking them. Although I don't know which one I like, but I think I like asking better, but I don't mind answering them. Like that was real cool,
You
especially for
did a
your
good, well, you
podcast.
did a good job. You answered very well. You did a good job. Yeah. So
Yeah, not
it's okay. You could be like me. I used to be the interview because I had the
right,
radio show, right? So I
right.
interviewed everybody,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Even other celebrities. I had a whole week, 1 week where I just interviewed nothing but celebrities. I
Mm,
had a lot of black celebrities. Michael Ward, he played on The Walking Dead. I had another
mm,
sister that played on another team. I had did a whole week of celebrities. So I was always
yeah,
the one interviewing, right? And then all
yeah.
of a sudden they start calling me for the traditions.
I
Yeah.
say. Yeah, no, I mean,
But
I
you
like
did
it
a
both
good
ways.
job.
Yeah, I ain't complaining at all. I like it both ways. I mean, for me, it's different because I'm so used to this way now, but at the same time, I like the other side because it's like people, especially the people who might follow this channel or follow work, they get to hear and see different perspectives and all that from me versus the typical. But either or, both of them are dope. I appreciate being a part of both of them. I appreciate being on the show and being a student in your community because I learned a lot. And I think what I love about your ability and your way of teaching is that, and it's nothing against Ifa Sheshe because everybody who's a part of the channel know that's where I go, Ifa
Right.
Sheshe and the Kemetic culture. But more than anything, you bring a different I would say a different buffet of what I'm saying practices because you rock, you are Ifa Isheshe, you are the Akan, you are the indigenous, our indigenous cultural spiritual deities from here, what I'm saying, from the
Right.
homeland. So it's like you're a very multifaceted healer that has a lot of priestly abilities and I would say attributes and characteristics from a lot of different cultures that's all kind of mixed into one. So it's like one big melting pot. And so some
Right.
of the deities that you've taught me about and some of the classes I've never heard of before, some of the classes I took with you, but it's dope because I know
Mm-hmm.
how powerful they are, and I know I've
Yeah.
seen the work that not only you've done for myself, but hell, I give thanks, and I'll say this on the air for some of the clients that you helped me with my work, you know what I'm saying, with some of the
Mm-hmm.
cases that might be a little bit outside of my range of expertise. You
Mm-hmm.
one of the first ones I holler at, like, hey, I got an extreme case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need to get some. I need to bring the big guns in for this one. But it's
Mm-hmm.
so dope because with you having that background and the history of how long you've been doing this work, it's nothing for you to jump in on any case that I've seen, whether it's
Right.
myself or other people that I serve, and be able to like diagnose something and give somebody solutions to their problems or to
Right.
their challenges. And I think that's what I love the most about both of the platforms that you have, the podcast and the community. So yeah, I give thanks to you for the work that you do, and thank you for always coming and showing love to the tribe, man. We appreciate you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. One of the things I'm very big believing on now. With me, I had Africa in the house. I speak
Hmm.
my language. I cook my food. Right.
Yeah,
Growing up in Brooklyn, my mother they didn't play that. We had Africa at home, but the one thing I need my Africans in America to know, because my daddy was African in America, was that it's not much different with the
right,
cultures, right?
right.
However, because we have, everybody has a mixed up blood, but because we have so much mixed up blood between our grandmothers, our grandfathers, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
We need to know all. We should know all. You know what I mean? Because if you do an ancestry test, you'll say, okay, well, now let me tell you this. Now I knew I was one from one part of Africa, which was Cabo Verde, right? But when I
Yep.
did my African ancestry, I'm 99.4% Bamaleke, right?
Mm,
And then
mm.
when you do your search on the Bamaleke, you find out that they are direct descendants of the Kemetic Nubians from Egypt or Kemet, right?
Wow.
And it's funny because if I show you, I got a shrine. I just put my, because we moved, so I just put up my my Kemetic shrine. Very powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was crazy is like, okay, all right, wait a minute now, hold on. Now I found out that I am 99.4% Bamaleke. I'm going back to Bamaleke, right?
Mm,
Or I start calling up my friend. I have two doctor friends. One, she's from Cameroon. Her and her sister, and she's a doctor, cardiologist, but they're my clients, but they're my friends, right? So let me give you all these jokes. So she was joking because she always would make, brother think. She was like, oh, that's my brother because he was dark skinned, right?
mm-hmm.
Right? So she would talk mad junk. We would go over the house. I'm washing, I was doing spiritual cleanses. I'm doing her, smoking at her house. She just make jokes, right? So the last time she called, she said, my sister, I need you to come over and do my house. I said, okay. I said, okay. So I called up, I called up her sister, which, we talk more than her because she's real busy. I said, um, Evelyn, I said, guess what? I said, I'm 99.4% Bob Lakers. So she said, oh, she said, my sister, she said, you come from the same tribe as Chantel's father because they have different father, right?
Uh,
I said, you shouldn't have told me that. I'm on the way over her house right now, right? So we're on the way over. So I knock on the door. I said, guess what? I said, my sister. I said, you and I share the same, blood. I said, your father's from the Bamaleke and my mother's maternal side is connected to the Bamaleke. And I
mm,
said, not 50%, not 70%, but 99.4%. I said,
mm.
now what? She started laughing, right? So after that, she said, oh, I'm gonna get you some clothes. I'm gonna take you over to the village. I said, okay. I said, now who's your sister?
Mm.
I said, because you see, you thought I had to be dark skinned. She got a problem with that. And I understand. We know how that goes, in this country. But, come on now. I'm probably more African than you are. I can't help if I'm lighter skinned because both my parents are darker skinned,
Right.
right? So I
Yeah.
can't help that, but I'm African and I will always claim Africa.
Oh
But it
yeah.
was kind of funny though. Anyway, I said that to say the reason I teach the people that my initiates, my students, what I do
Mm-hmm.
is because we have so much mixed up blood.
Yes.
And if you go back to our literatures, our ancestries, they'll say, well, you're 50% Nigerian or Igbo, you're 50% Yoruba. You should know about them gods.
Mm-hmm.
Most of what I've done and when I do divination, and I usually do a divination where I can tell them, what tribes based off the phenotypes their parents or their grandparents might come from and where they come from. And it's usually mixed up. So my elders in Africa said teach them about all. They need to learn about the Igbo gods. They need to learn about the Khan gods. They need to learn about the gods of, out of Cabo Verde. They need to learn about the gods out of South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things I would do. And I would, tell them, look, if your lineage traces to this, if you have a healer in your lineage, your great great grandmother that was Igbo, you need to learn about the Igbo gods. Because if
Facts.
I do a divination for you and I see that you're supposed to be a traditional healer, you can learn about the Igbo gods, you can learn about the Yoruba gods, and guess what? They're gonna work for you because
Yes.
it's in your bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm very big on teaching them this more than about one God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's okay.
But you know what? That's dope too, man. I'm gonna run off and grab something and come back in a minute because I want to share and highlight that too. But that's so
Okay.
dope that you say that, man, because I had a conversation, actually, I think a couple conversations this week with a couple of my clients slash students who are
Mm-hmm.
doing the work and doing it heavy. And I'm proud of them, man, because they're really putting in the work. But one of the things that we spoke about was similar to what you're sharing is that for me, I feel like I've been blessed to have the best of both worlds with my lineage with Yoruba and Ifa, Isheshe, right? Because coming through my first initiation, I came through it was a mix between Lukumi and Isheshe, but coming through from my godmother, I learned a lot of the different types of prayers and rituals and the way to do them through, saying that particular lineage and that particular aspect. But then at the same time, when I went into Ifa, I learned a lot, from my Olowos and my elders over there in regards to how to do things. These shay. So for me, like people who I teach, especially when it gets to the point where people are going into the priesthood and doing balls and things of that nature, I'm like, yo, I want you to learn both ways, because you're gonna get clients who they only know the Lukumi way. They don't know the shay way. So if you try to go about doing a ritual this way, they might look at you like, this person don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Even though you do, you just doing it from the real traditional way. But however, if you have the ability to do it from both sides, that makes you, I feel like, a more diverse, you know what I'm saying, artist with your craft. I'll say kind of like Kanye, but you can produce and write, you know what I'm saying, and spit. You ain't got to just do it one way, you can do it both ways. So I love that. And what you have, you like a Jamie Foxx, well, you can do it this way, that way. you got a lot of different ways you can go about it with that arsenal you got, in your tool belt, for real.
Well, one of the things too we gotta realize, one of the things I know, especially here in Atlanta, everybody's fighting against each other, and it really makes me angry. And it makes me angry because we got bigger fish to fry. When I tell you all, we got bigger fish to fry. We got bigger. When I say the last couple of months of rituals I've been getting, right? I'm gonna give y'all an example. I have one young lady. Her kids. She's one of my students. A cousin of hers, who's a judge, a magistrate judge, opted to take her kids for her. Now, knowing she needed help, so she went with another student that hooked up with to stay with her for a while, trying to get on her feet. And this woman, but let me just say this: I did a divination already, warned her to be careful because I knew she was going to set up, and I seen it in the reading. But she did it anyway. This woman was complaining about the babies because one of them was bad, but they're little kids, what you expect.
Right.
So, long story short, she says, "You need to come get your kids." So she goes to get her children. Now, mind you, remember, this is her cousin, and she's a magistrate judge. She gets her children. When she gets there, she sets her up. Now, mind you, she didn't get out her car. Said, "Give me my kids." Okay, I got my kids. She started arguing with her. Now, these are real spiritual cases, y'all. So the woman, and she argues back. She threatens her. She threatens her back. So the judge calls the police. The police happen to be her friend. Who you think side they took? So now the girl, she didn't get out the car. She just said, she told the cop, she threatened me, I threatened her back. So now they put a warrant out for her arrest. This girl had to turn herself into jail. So first one she called is us. Now let me just share this with the listening audience. That was the second time I had to save her because they were trying to kill her baby. She had a newborn baby in the hospital, and this hospital was killing black babies. It's a real story. And when I say killing, they was doing stuff they ain't no business doing. Long story short, we saved her from that. We got the baby out the hospital, So this situation, she has to go turn and she gets locked up. So I talked to the police. So I said, well, why is she being locked up? Isn't it her word against her word? Right? He reassured, I know her. She's a good young lady. He's reassuring me. But she's still in jail. So I said, does authority get the power to set people up and do what the hell they want to do? I said, so her word against her, so y'all want to take the judge because she's a judge, right? So what you think we did? We had to do spiritual work. And we had to do spiritual work so she can get exposed because it's not right. This girl got 5 kids. I'm sorry, she had 4. She's pregnant again. And you want to see her locked up and taken from her children because she didn't do what you wanted her to do. Then come to find out she had given her temporary custody. She forged the date when she was supposed to get the kids back. Mind you, she's a judge, y'all. So because you're a black woman judge, you think you got the right to first of all, it pissed me off because you're supposed to be a black woman. Second of all, you don't have children, but you should understand because she's struggling. You opted to help her. Now you're going to put her in jail? Innocent's about to punish her ass, right? She's about to get punished. They're about to punish her from Northeast West. She's going to get punished because you were supposed to help her. She got out of jail. Everybody got together. We all pitched in money to get her a bond. They gave her a bond. Mind you, a $20,000 bond. Mind you, again, for her word against her, the police officer didn't hear it. But because that was the friend of the judge, right? She put out a warrant on her. So I say that to say these are situations that we have, but here in Atlanta, they want to fight each other. This one jealous of each other. I have this brother, and I hope he's watching the show too, because I'm going to say it. His name is Eshu Sango. Had the nerve to come on my thread and say I was a fraud. So you know what I do, right? I'm not writing you back on it. I'm calling you. So I called him. I ain't get no answer. Before you make any blanket statements, you better be careful because I'm not going to wrestle with you on Facebook or Instagram. I'm going to call you. Now, come to find out, he was a babalao. This is why I'm telling you all the junk that happens on the land. He was a babalao of one of my students from years ago, right? That went to him, but he don't even know me. So I called him up. He didn't answer the phone. Called him again. He didn't answer. So I go to Instagram. I call him on the Instagram phone. So I put in there, call me, my brother. Call me. Because I'm not going to be doing all that back and forth. But the point is, you don't know me. You going on face to an old student that was mad because she wanted my personal attention. And I wouldn't give her my personal attention. So she going to come to you and run to you. Oh, well, she's this, she's that. No, ma'am. We're not doing that. Right? So this is why I say there's so much drama within the spiritual community. Drama.
Bullshit. I gotta say
Right.
it. That's what it is. It is. It is. You know, well, today is Shango Day, and I remember last time I got on, I kind of let that copy AC fire got loose, man. I turned up a little bit, so I'm trying to make sure I don't let myself go there like that again today. But I'll say this: people take the internet, man. They take it for a game. Because people talk reckless, and I always throw the disclaimer out there. I'm not a gangster. I ain't the toughest dude in the world. I ain't the hardest guy. We don't want to be. But what I am is somebody who don't take no shit from nobody, and I don't take disrespect. So don't play with me. And so it's like, but people will do it on the internet, and they think it's cute. They think it's sweet. They think it's cool. But what they don't know, especially when it comes to these spirituality streets, they don't know who and what you are, who and what you attach to, affiliated with, and with how you move. So it's like you can do that, but you don't know what can come back to you for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've seen it happen to a lot of people where I've never went to my shrines to talk about none of that little petty BS, because to me, I don't have to worry about it because I know who's going to handle them without me having to do lean. I ain't got to go do no eyeballs. I'm not wasting no money on no materials for you.
Right.
But I also know you'll get dealt with. So you got to be careful on who you're playing with. You know what I'm saying? But it's murky out there, man. It really is. Yeah. It's murky. It's a muddy water.
It disappoints me because there's so many people that's waking up and coming into spirituality. We got work to do.
Yes.
See, I don't have time for you to be running your mouth and doing all the stuff you're doing. If you are a healer, you must act as a healer. You must walk as a healer. You must talk as a healer. And you need to stop playing because we got a lot of people that need help.
Yes.
And that brings me to something else I want to share for you. I got a TV show coming out.
I sure. That's what's up.
Now, this TV show is based off of what we're talking about. I know you've seen the last one, Spirits of Atlanta, right?
No, I didn't. I don't watch no TV.
I never sent you that show we did. It was on WeTV.
I don't recall it.
I gotta send it to you. You didn't see it.
Yeah. I'll watch it. If you something you send me or somebody know, I'll check it out.
Well, years ago we did a show that was on WeTV. We did a show called Spirits of Atlanta. It was the Christians versus the traditional healers, right? And the show was a very good show, but because the Christians wasn't ready for it, we only got one play of the trailer in the one season. Not even a season. I'm sorry, one show.
Wow.
So they wasn't ready for it. So I was talking to the producer because he works for MTV now. And I told him, I said, we need to bring it out now because they're ready. Oh, yeah. I said, everybody's into spirituality. Go on TikTok, everybody's into it. Yeah. He goes, no, they're not. I said, yes, they are.
Yeah.
He goes, well, he said, if you want, you can recreate the show yourself. I said, you ain't say number word. So I went and wrote a script. So the show is going to not be based on that, the Christians versus the traditional. It's going to be more of basically the real spiritual cases that we have. Okay. And people don't understand. It's just like Law and Order. You dealing with cases every day.
Yeah. Listen, And that's the thing where it's like what you just said too about I don't even remember who the person's name was, nor does it matter, but it just comes about the drama from those who are in the priestly order. We're supposed to move in a certain light. Like we're not supposed to be moving, you know what I'm saying, in a way that's not in Iwa Pele. And it's like that's the thing that it baffles me on how some of us are acting like that. Cause like you know the consequences, you know the repercussions, you know the things that will happen because of you doing these things, but you still doing it. For the life of me, I can't figure out why people do that. You know what I mean? But it's like, but it's a real thing. And so one of the things that I always share with everybody who I work with, whether it's online or people in person, is like, yo, go with what feels right with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, no matter even what I say, if it don't feel right, don't go with it, because I'm not trying to capitalize off you, and I'm not trying to manipulate you. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? None of that. I'm here to help you in whatever way or capacity I can. And if that's not, good enough, then for all means, go find you some help that is, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna look at you no way. I ain't gonna talk reckless about you. I ain't gonna throw you under the bus. Like none of that. Like, nah, I ain't got time for that. I got real people who I really need to help for real. Like, and be worried about that.
My thing is you're behind with doing your work like you were supposed to. You wouldn't have time for that shit. You know what I mean? Come on now. I ain't got time for that. I look at, and I'm not even exaggerating, y'all. Even listen, audience, y'all. We got cases amongst cases amongst cases, and I feel like I'm a goddamn spiritual attorney. Shit. And then they want to take up your time. You know, when you call me, I'm like, shit, call me attorney Wunam, spiritual Wunam, right?
Hey, like, I like that. That's real though. I like that. I like.
Yeah, you like us, and I am not exaggerating, y'all. I'm not.
Oh, I know. I know how my workload is. I can't imagine how yours is. I really can't, because I know how mine is, and I'm a baby compared to you, like for real, for real. So I can't even imagine what yours is.
I wake up, my phone is overloaded with texts. I like to tell y'all stories, but y'all, I got a young girl. She's gay, right? Real nice young lady, right? So, we did the dolls for her. Now, they loved each other, but they had some words. So let me make it clear. The only way we do it is there's real love there, okay? Now, am I for that type of life? Nah, that's not for me, but I don't judge nobody. If you need me spiritually, I'm going to help you. It don't matter.
Yep.
So we did the work. So, and this is another thing I'm going to say to the people. Remember, I told you all, rituals can happen within 1 hour, or it may take 6 months. In this case, it took 6 months. She called me, she texted me, oh my goodness, she's back. She's back. She was like, thank you so much. What you did worked. She's back, right? And she said, everything you told me was going to happen. It was going to argue all that, right? So now she wants the necklace, because she gave me the necklace from the girl, and I put it inside the dolls, and it's all wrapped up with thread, right? I said, look here. She goes, well, I need that necklace back. I said, but y'all dolls are binded. I said, you want me to get them, right? So she goes, well, I'm going to come meet you. So I'm going to bring her to meet you. I said, you don't want to do that. You don't want her to see them dolls. I said, now we're going to have to break it up and give her the necklace, and I'm going to put it back together, but you're going to pay. Right? Because that's work. You're not going to put it back on the shrines, right?
Right.
So long story short, situations like that, that's a simple case.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? Yeah. No, I've dealt with, listen, and I have clients of all walks of life. So I'll say it like that. I agree with you, because I don't judge. That's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? But I know one thing. My client who might be in that world of life don't get no lesser treatment than anybody else who, you know what I'm saying? Because that's still my client. You know what I'm saying? And I ride for them like I ride for nobody else, or anybody else, because that, I ain't nobody fucking with them, because they're my peoples. So whatever work I got to do, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not judging. That's not, I'm not sleeping in that world or in that bed. So I'm not judging it either. However, if somebody comes to me and they're in that life, I'm going to serve them just like anybody else. I've dealt with that. And it's crazy though, because it's like, like the same stuff I deal with regular people, not regular, but people who got male, female, husband, wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend. It'd be the same things with the same sex.
It's the same thing with the same sex. It ain't no different. It is no different. They got the same problem.
Yeah, so I'm just like, man, but it's nuts, and it's a real thing. I can attest to that, because I deal with it too. So, man.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's funny, because while we talking, somebody just texted me, a client. James said that the woman that he used to deal with is trying to reach out to him. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm telling you. Look, shout out to Adana. It comes back to living a life with Iwa Pele, man. Living with balance and good character, and eliminate a lot of bullish. And that's real, like for real.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Well,
Well, yeah.
I want to get on to our story. The topic of the show was the power of the African woman.
You took my thoughts because I was gonna say, look, we don't have house cleaning, we don't call up, boy, but it was a good
Right.
conversation. But yeah, let's get it. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
Now, I wrote this down, y'all, but I want to share it with y'all because I write my thoughts a lot, right? And I thought this would be a good topic because people don't understand the real power of African women.
Mm,
In every village in Africa, there were either the healers or the priestess, okay? And they were the first healers and the first priestess before the men. Because everybody, y'all know, y'all see Bob Lau all over the internet.
hmm
How many women y'all see?
A lot. Well, no, I'm sorry. As far as like Ifa priests or priestesses,
Come on, man. My whole Facebook is lined up with Bob Lau. Ain't no women on there. Bob Lau's, all Bob Lau's, right?
hmm
So, a lot of women think that, I'm going to speak for, black women especially, think that the Bob Lau's are more higher than them,
mm,
right? So, they're not understanding that the women always going to stay behind. We behind the scenes, right? What you got to say? Look at you scratching your neck. What you got to say about that?
Oh no, I'm agreeing. I'm scratching my neck. Well, it was itching, but I'm in agreement. Like, look, you know, if anybody, and everybody's watching this show, they know I'm women first, I'm mothers first, all day, every day, 365, 366 on a leap year, 24/7. Everybody know that. If you don't, now you know.
Right. So, I say that because a lot of people, they know that, excuse me, y'all, they know the African woman to be strong, to have power, to be beautiful. They know, but they don't know the secrets, the real secrets, right, of the African woman. And that goes from, I had a debate with this lady on Facebook the other day. Well, I'm sick of people calling us African because some of us not from Africa. So I'm just saying, let's not get technical on the shit, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
The first human being came from a black woman. Now, at that time, we didn't use names or stuff like that. We used vibrations, okay?
Mm,
So that's
gotcha.
one of the things we got to know. So
Yeah.
I didn't really want to get it back and forth with her too much, but anyway, I had to let her know that, okay? The black woman is the keeper of universal order,
Facts.
okay? Universal order, all the way from the Iamio Seranga, okay? Y'all know about the Iamio Seranga, and that's in Yoruba, okay? And then we have the Congo cosmology, which is the guardians of the Kalunga line, okay? And that line is the mothers. They're like the Iamio Seranga,
hmm
okay?
hmm
And they are the connection between the ancestors and the living. But most of the women were the keepers of the kings. And I learned this recently about the Bamaleke. Even though the king run the village, the women are the ones who actually tell them to do this and do that. And it was pretty much like that in every tribe. So when we speak of the women being the universal, excuse me, the universal one that keeps order, we have to know it's the black woman, it's the African woman.
hmm
See, they don't even know half of the secrets.
Yeah. Yeah, and shout out to
Oh,
matter of fact, we had one of the mothers in last night, man. Well, actually two. One was the guest, but then one of the members of the tribe, the Patreon community. Hopefully she's watching. But shout out to Yeye Oya, man. Like she's an elder, powerful, powerful, powerful elder. I love her energy. Every time she comes through, she dropping jewels and wisdom like you. And she
mhm.
was speaking about the mothers last night. So this is divine because like literally you picking up where she left off. And I mean, when I tell you she finished, I'm like, yo, all right, try. I can't. I'm not even trying to top that. Let me just go ahead and say it's a wrap because mom's just dropped the mic like it's a mic drop. But she left us last night with a message about the mothers, and it was powerful. I mean, profoundly powerful, like for real, for real. So you picking up right where she left off.
Okay, well, she's exactly right because we need to learn this. Black
Mm-hmm.
women need to learn this. I don't care if you're in Africa or America, wherever you are, you need to know who you are. Our black women, we have y'all know us to have natural intuition. Okay, a woman's intuition is a universal compass. Okay. Her womb is not just a place of birth, right? It's a cosmic portal
Yeah.
where matter takes shape of spirit. Okay. What she said? A lot of people, oh, not
A
many
lot of
lives.
Babas, not many EIs. So I
Uh-huh.
think this is. I'm trying to keep up because they be throwing them comments in there, so it's hard for me to keep up. But
Okay.
this might have been from a few minutes ago. But I think that was when you were saying about how many Babalaos you see on social
Uh-huh.
media, and then you know what I'm
Oh,
saying, like, so she was
okay.
agreeing with you. But that's facts. And then shout out to EI Lode, because like without the Odu, there is no E5. Like the
Right.
Babalawo, we
Right.
can't cast E5 without consulting the Odu. Okay,
The
well, Odu
OD.
is the feminine aspect of, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, the balance between E5, between the message and the messenger.
Honestly speaking, I really believe women do not have to get initiated into IFA,
Mm,
right? And that was a debate that they had years ago. A debate that they had years ago. Women did not, I'm going to say, me personally, spiritually seeing that women do not have to do that,
mm,
okay?
mm,
Some people may disagree, but I just feel like spiritually, no. Because
hmm.
like she said, without no women, without, you know what I mean? There's no
Yeah,
Odu without
right.
women,
Yeah.
okay? Now, many years ago, the women's womb was looked at as a mirror of the earth, okay?
Mm,
And they used to say that what oh in her body it reflects the planets.
yeah. I mean, think about it. The womb, right? If we talking about, I was just watching Ancient Aliens. As a matter of fact, Ancient Aliens was watching me because I was getting some I was getting
You
a
know,
little
I
power
love
nap there.
Ancient. That was my favorite show, right?
Yeah, yeah, I ride with it. They stealing our information and sharing it, but it's all good. But anywho, but yeah, I don't know, I was watching it and then it was watching me as I was preparing to
Uh-huh.
fire, get some juice and charge up for the show tonight.
Uh-huh.
But there was the episode I was on, they was talking about like the eggs, the cosmic eggs and the cosmic womb, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
they mentioned a lot of different cultures, but the one that I'm familiar with is the Dogon, right? The Aman, the Nomos, like yeah.
Right, no
So
more.
I'm very familiar with the Dogon culture and the Dogon cosmology. But if you think about it, even from that perspective, it starts with the egg, the
Right,
universal cosmic egg. Okay, so
right,
where does the egg come from? It comes from the female, it comes from the womb. So therefore, whether we're talking cosmically, we're talking about Mother Earth and the waters being, you know what I'm saying, the womb of the
right,
earth or the planet, right? Or we're talking about the actual mothers. Either
right.
way it goes, it starts when you talk about life with the egg or
With
with
them.
the mother or the womb of man, the womb man. So I don't understand where anybody can get that lost in translation.
Well, you got to remember over time, because at one time, you got to remember that women used to actually be the rulers of the earth.
Still
and
are.
then and then they began to give the man the chance to rule, and it became a patriarchal system. And under this patriarchal system, they just took it to the next level and thought they was going to really destroy the women and do what the hell they wanted to do. Not realizing that right now, within the last, I'm going to say 5 years, because I did shows about this years ago, that the divine feminine energy had to rise, and we have to rise back up because there's a lot of chaos on this planet, and it has to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
That energy of my aunt has to come back,
I
right?
should.
So, you know, this patriarchal system is lost in mind, right? They don't respect the women. So I lost my train of thought, but then we go back to the Bible when they begin to talk about, the Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost. What happened to the women? You see?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say they was goddamn jealous. They were
Mm.
jealous because they couldn't have a baby. They were jealous because they couldn't have the power of the woman. You understand? So they can say what they want to say, but look for all the things they did to try to keep the woman beneath them, below them, right? Okay. So with saying that, the time has come where not only Mother said, not only the cosmic energy, right, that we're a part of, it's time for the woman to rise back up. You need that feminine energy, otherwise you're going to destroy this goddamn planet,
Yeah. That's real.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, but we're seeing it though, and that's why we are where we are now. Because
Mm-hmm.
And and I feel like when it comes to even like the Bible and that Father, Son, Holy Ghost foolishness, that's all because of the society who had to eliminate the feminine energy in order for them to really put in place their weapon of mass destruction. I call the Bible the weapon of mass destruction. No
Exactly.
disrespect to the Christians, but it is disrespect because the Bible disrespected us as a culture and as a humanity, as a globe, right? Because the people who put that in play, they knew what they were doing. It was a controlling mechanism to control the masses, and it was a weapon of mass destruction because it destroyed the natural harmonious balance of humanity, which is father, a man, woman, and child. Woman, man, and child, whichever way you want to put it, but it had to be the balance of the masculine and feminine energies. With that system, there was no balance because they
Right.
wanted to make sure it wasn't balanced, because if it was balanced, they wouldn't have had the control that they had. So that
Right.
was all war. We're talking about war now.
Right. Well, they pretty much want to silence the wisdom of the women,
Right.
right? Because
Mhm.
we are the wisdom, we are the cosmic, we are everything,
Right.
right? We are the universe. So they wanted to silence us, but they can't do that no more. And this is why all of this information, and I told people, yeah, our DNA is reactivating. And as it reactivates, you will be downloaded with more information about who you are, where you come from, and what you are, right? So it's a wrap for them because look at all that's coming out.
Mhm.
Look at all this information coming out, right? You got
Facts.
I don't know if everybody been keeping track of it, but someone hit me up the other day about it. It's called the I think it's the E1 or the A1. What is it? Um,
A1C.
A1. No, not the. It's the A1. It's a ship, and
Mhm.
they saying it's a.
Oh yeah. That big massive. So
Right,
whatever. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what
right.
they
And they
call
hit
it.
me up and they said, "What? That's like a asteroid or whatever." I said, "No, it's not." I said, "It's a ship."
Mhm.
I said, "These beings are coming back."
Oh yeah.
And believe it or not, these beings are energy of women and men from
Yeah.
other planets. Okay,
Mhm.
so these beings are here,
And
right?
they always been here, but there's a cavalry coming, but there's already cavalries here.
Right.
So
Oh yeah,
it's all,
they've been here. You're right. They've been
yeah,
here, but now there's some new beings coming, and they're not coming from this galaxy. They're coming from far galaxies,
yeah, oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we're saying that we are being watched.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but let's come back to Earth. Let's come back to this planet right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, the women have to rise up. It is the women who carry the ultimate power and the universe within their bodies, within their souls, within their minds.
Yeah.
So the main ones who hold it are black women,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all this foolish and nonsense that some of our sisters out here doing, straighten up,
Yeah.
get outside, go out there barefooted, talk to the trees, talk to the sun, do everything,
Right.
because it's time for us to begin to eject that power out because they're going to need it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just like I told you all, if all of us get together, right, and all of us chant, about 10 of us go out there and chant, I bet you stop killing each other because the black women got the power to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Radiant.
Reiki
Yeah,
activate. Shout out to
exactly.
Reiki activate. Atlas 31.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I couldn't think of it. Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot
Okay.
about it too. Yeah.
Now, black women carry the true frequency. All you got to do is just like our grandmothers did back in the day. When them babies come, you praying over them babies. You praying over the plant. You praying to the earth to heal them. You're praying. You're praying. You carry the true original frequency to make the change on this planet. Okay, but you gotta know how to deal with it and do it because a lot of us out here doing, like I said, foolishness and just not understanding the power that we have.
Right.
Okay, and these are some of the secret powers we have. And now that the DNA is being reactivated, more of us are. And let me ask everybody a question, not to change it a little bit. Have you all been feeling certain things in your body going on,
Oh yeah. I have a lot
and you run
actually.
into the doctors, ain't nothing wrong?
Well, I don't really. I mean, I go, but it's on a need to be basis. But I feel like for me, I know it's all cosmic. I feel like it's cosmic, and I feel like it's It's alignment. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of shifts going on. There's a lot of shifts and balances going on. A lot of checks and balances, a lot of shifts, and it's a lot of downloads. It's a lot of expansion. You know, there's a lot of different things that's happening right now. And even to the point where, you know, like I feel like for me personally, the intuition and the divine connection to nature has been nuts. And that's one of the things that I haven't been doing, you know, consistently like I should have up until the last maybe month and a half, is like spending more time in nature. But
Right.
since I have been, when I tell you nature been letting me know, like, yeah, you should have been had your behind out here, because they've been showing me. Like I'm talking about from the animals, from the birds to the butterfly. I had a beautiful bright yellow, but I'm talking about almost ocean yellow, actually brighter yellow than this, like
Wow.
beautiful bright, like the yellow on your shirt, yellow
Mhm.
butterfly fly by me the other day, and I was in the midst of doing spiritual work. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? And then black snakes, black cats, birds, owls, eagles, hawks, you name, like I'm literally in the last month and a half, I've seen nature communicate to me, like it's been unreal. But it's like, to me, that kind of equates what we were speaking about before we even came on the show about the energy and the downloads, and you know what I'm saying, and how we've been feeling, and all the different movement and manipulation within the energy fields. All that I feel like is relevant to what's taking place cosmically, and then it's coming down, you
Right.
know, to the planet.
Well, I want to say this to my black women: you are the cosmic intelligence.
Mm, I say,
You are the cosmic intelligence. Now you need to get out there and start grounding yourself, connecting closer with nature, start doing more with nature. You know what I'm saying? Understanding the frequency that you carry, that you can change, because we have the power to change that frequency and change the frequency on this earth. It is the black woman, the black, I'm going to say African, I don't care who say they're not African, I'm going to say it, African woman who have that power within them. You are the
mm,
cosmic intelligence. Start embracing it, okay?
I
Because
say,
we have to bring the balance back to this planet. You know, we have a lot of work to do. And I'm going to tell y'all, this is how deep it gets, especially if you're doing spiritual work and traditional work. I'm going to tell y'all how powerful this is. I can think it and it happens.
yes, yep,
This is how powerful you are. And I'll be talking to client and I'll be like, okay, well, she said, I need to get this job. And I just say, okay, I just see her getting the job. She'll call me the next day and say, well, I got the job. I didn't even lift my hand to do the ritual yet.
yeah, oh yeah,
This is the power. This is the power of the African woman. This is
mhm,
you having that cosmic intelligence, that energy, that vibration, that, you know what I mean? That power.
facts,
And it's getting stronger and stronger, y'all.
yeah. I can attest to that, Wunam, because I'm telling you, like maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, I had a client that was dealing with some challenges and things of that nature, and they sent me. I don't know if they called me or text me, but they either way they reached out, and I'm
Mhm.
like, yo, and it was so dope because for me, I ain't go to my shrines, I ain't drop no shell, I didn't do anything. I like the download just like that came to me. I was like, holla at your ancestors. I taught you a couple different rituals. I taught you a couple different ways, you know, to communicate with them. Go holla at them. I said, go holla at them, and then let me know, you know what I'm saying? Like after that, you know, if you need my help for us to go further, let me know. I promise you, like 1, maybe 2 days later, they hit me back. You ain't gonna believe this. You ain't gonna believe it, blah, blah, blah. I got everything worked out. I got approved for the apartment. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that they were stressing about and worried about and was concerned about, it all just like that. And I'm
Right.
like, see,
And you
they've been
talking
telling you. They've been
telling
telling you.
all
You
the
know what I'm saying?
answers,
Like,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's powerful. And then what you're saying is so real. And that particular client was a woman. So it's like, I'm like, ain't nobody prayer is more powerful than yours, especially when you're talking about the ancestors. But period, ain't no more powerful prayer than a mother's prayer or the prayer of a black woman. Period.
That's right.
Ain't none.
That's right. That's right. And they need to know this. It's time for you to know that,
Right.
black women, we hold the secrets of the universe, which, again, we are the cosmic intelligence. We carry that vibration, so we need to start acting on it,
I
using
sure.
it, understanding what it is, embracing it, because we carry it.
Mm.
Okay? So, huh, hmm.
What you got? Like you got to download. What's going on? Like you getting something right now.
So I want to share this with the people, okay? And I want to share the women, especially the women. I want them to say, I am the daughter of the sun and the womb of the earth.
Mm. I sure. Say it again, please. I'm gonna jump on. Say it for people.
I am the daughter of the sun and the womb of the earth. I hold the codes of creation within me. My voice is vibration. My spirit is water. My womb is the universe. I awaken now as a keeper of the sacred order. Ashe.
Ashe. Oh, real quick, I just had me a little mini download too. Because I know we got a good maybe 30 minutes or so. That I know we got to get up out of here. But before we do, because I know we into the topic, but it's a few excuse me, a few more things I wanted to hit before we wrap it up. But one of the things that just hit me just now about us. And I got to keep it a buck. That's one thing I'm gonna always do. I don't care who offends or whose feelings it might ruffle or feathers or whatever, but it is what it is. We gotta do better with supporting each other. I was talking to a brother last weekend, man. He did some work for me. He has a business that he does mobile detail and things of that nature. So he came and did some work for me. And we just had a little brief discussion about how we like shortchange each other, how we always ask for discounts or, just we don't support each other in the way that I feel like we do when we pay for stuff on Amazon, when we go to Walmart, when we go to Walgreens, when we go to Publix or wherever we shop at. You ain't asking for no discounts at Foot Action and Finish Line and Foot Locker. You ain't asking for no discounts at Walmart or, wherever else. So why do we do that to ourselves when we go into other and patron other Black businesses? And one of the reasons why I said that is because as much as you've come on this show, and I can't count how many times, but you've been on this show, I don't know how many times, you've helped me off air, I don't know how many times, you've helped me with personal clients that, have extreme case, I don't know how many times, but I still support. When you have something, I'm supporting it. You know what I'm saying? Like some of my charms, it came from you. A lot of my medicines, it came from you. I'm not asking you for no discount. I'm like, yo, what is da? I'm getting it. The oil. Speaking of which, I need to order some more oil. So I'm going to order for that. But I wanted to shout you out with this because I haven't gotten into it yet. But this is something that you just dropped too. For those who are serious, people who are serious about the tradition, right? So I'm a diviner. I've been blessed to receive my initiation and all that, the divine with the shells and Pele and all that stuff and the the Ikim. But I want to learn how to divine with these because this is another way I feel like I can add more tools to my tool belt, right?
And just not to cut your wisdom real quick, but those you can share with your
I can share this with my tribe, with my community.
Yeah, you can share those,
okay. Okay, that's what's up. But I just still like to say that I believe in supporting us. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter how good of a working relationship you and I have in regards to the work that we do. When you got products and services, I'm still going to support that because first of all, I know you got some powerful stuff, you know what I'm saying? And your stuff is real. But at the same time, I believe in really, truly supporting.
Right.
What can you share with us as a people of ways that not only is why it's beneficial, but why we should support each other without trying to like take down prices or trying to, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's, for me, I feel like it's some sort of, I feel like it's almost like some trauma or something that makes us think. I'm not saying everybody's like this because I know there's a lot of people who support me, so I'm not talking about y'all, but I'm just saying as a culture, this is something that is very prominent within us as a culture, as people. So what do you feel like causes that? Because I feel like it got to be some sort of trauma, because why would you feel comfortable with paying these people who don't give a damn about you and your family, who ain't helping your community, who ain't helping do anything for y'all but to get coins? You don't have a problem paying them full price for whatever. But the people who look like you, who are trying to help you, or at least trying to do something within your community, your environment, your culture, you don't want to support them, and then you want to discount or chop off the price. Can you kind of share your perspective on that and how we can get better at not doing that as a people?
First, let me say I just told somebody the same thing last week. They were trying to Jew me down. I said, you go in Walmart and try to Jew them down? I'm telling you. So I totally understand what you're saying. I'm thinking, can you pull up that next book for me so I can share with them real quick? The mermaid book, so I can share with him before we go. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, that's all good. Because like I said, I just had a little download on that.
In our community, I'm going to say, it's gotten better over the years.
Yes.
But I'm going to say there's a brainwashing and programming mechanism with our people. Okay.
Got you. Mm-hmm.
And, there was sort of a divide, with that as well. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to say this. As a business owner, owning several businesses, our clothing stores, we own a spiritual store, I've owned consulting firm. One of the things I do notice is that with us, it's a little bit harder for us. And what I'm going to say is that what I mean by that is, yeah, when I had my clothing store at that time when I first moved to Atlanta, they were selling. They would wear Dickies and they would wear white T-shirts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed the Chinese man down the street was selling them for $5. No, excuse me, five for $25. So I had to kind of step up my game. So I did 6 for $25, and then on the weekends I would do free. I would do food for the community, right, to get people to come to my store. I had to fight a little bit harder because I didn't own the warehouse. They own the warehouse. But we're saying that it's the mentality of our people because of what has been done over the years of kind of keeping us down. Black people don't own nothing. You know what I mean? Which wasn't true because we had
Mm-hmm.
Black Wall Street. We had many Black Wall Street, but they destroyed it. So I think it's that fear of, but and I'm gonna say this too. Sometimes our Black people could be a damn pain in the ass too. You think I'm supposed to do down, right? I was had to think about it. I'm supposed to do my shit down. So but at the end of the day, I think it's more of a brainwashing programming mechanism where our Black people just, feel like you got to be cool. We're so cool. We think that we can come to our fellow brothers and sisters. What can you do me down? But then I realize I got to pay lights for my store. I want to give it, but I can't.
That part.
And,
Yep.
and I think sometimes we could be a little bit too nice. And you know how we are. Black people, we think everything is cool. We're cool. I put you my brother, so you should help me out. No, I'm your sister, but I got to pay bills.
Mm.
I'm your sister. I'm trying to keep the store open so y'all can have, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's the mentality of our people. I think it's part of and part of the brainwashing, the programming mechanism that has been, instilled in us over the years that we don't have nothing. We don't, you know what I mean? And then you try to keep. Now I will share this though. On behalf of our people, we don't get loans like the white people and the Indians and the Chinese do.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to work extra harder to keep our stores open.
Mm-hmm.
We have to work extra harder to, keep our businesses going. And the people that understand this, they will not be trying to do you down when they know the politics behind it.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Because I couldn't get or they didn't qualify me for a $50,000 loan to pay 6 months of rent on my store.
Mm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to come up with that money. I had to do it. So, and fairness to us that do have business and do our own businesses, y'all people, brothers and sisters that think we should do you down, don't you gotta understand. We don't get the accolades like the other races get
Right.
to keep our business going. Now, with spirituality, because you talking about spiritual stuff. Now, I get people, that's too much. Wait, hold on. You going over here to the Cuban brothers and sisters, they charging you $25,000. I'm
Yes, for
charging
one
you,
initiation. Yeah.
right, $5,000 to do this. Is you complaining?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I do now is I say, I want you to go call a couple of other, traditional healers.
Get a quote.
Get a quote. Come
Yeah.
back and call me.
I know
Right?
that's right. Yes, sir.
And everybody's getting on me now. Even now, I still don't charge that much.
Right.
I got
Right.
a client that called me today with some court stuff, and it's not serious. It's child support stuff. I said, well, give me 150.
Right.
Right? It depends on what type of court stuff though now.
Well, yeah.
Right. Now, if it's something serious, that's different. But
Right.
it's something child support stuff to give me $150. You charge too cheap. You should charge him $1,000. For what? I'm just doing some paperwork. I'm just putting some paperwork on a shrine. Right? So, especially in the spiritual community, they always want to do but they got to know that, we're
Yeah.
decent. We charge decent prices. I
Yes.
could charge you more.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Listen, that's so real right there because like to be totally honest, like for real, like I'm not doing anything that has to do with anything with animals without it's starting at $1.50. It's starting
Right.
there. It starts there and it's going up. And that, because I know what first and foremost what I paid for me to be qualified to do it. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
ain't the prices, the thousands that I paid to get these ceremonies and to get, you know what I'm saying, get that ashe and all that. Like, and I'm still very generous because I work with people for the sake of I do this for the real reason for the culture. Like, I don't do this for money, especially when it comes to spiritual work. But at the same
Right.
time, I know my value and I know my price. You know what I'm saying? My price is the price. But because I got a good heart, I feel like I'm gonna work with people because if you, especially people who I know they really doing the
Right.
work or they trying and
Right. Right.
I don't give a damn with these payment plans or you know what I'm saying, whatever for certain
Right.
people. But at the same time, but other people, nah, the price is the price because I already could feel and pick up where they're coming from when they're on the BS. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
do feel like part of it, I feel like it's trauma related. Part of it, I just gotta be real. Part of it, I feel like it's just fuck shit. Because there's no excuse. I
It
feel like for
was.
some, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because you'll go and spend $300 on some Jordans, but you need help. You need help to get some stuff cleared out to go to court, and you want to talk about you only got 50. But
Exactly.
you got on a
Exactly.
fresh, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta kind of get, I feel like our priorities in order in regards of how we value and cherish our healers. And I'm gonna tell you the last thing to get off this topic to go back to where we were supposed to be is like when it comes to our elders, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are people who are complaining about a $50 ticket to see an elder, or even some people who hold venues who don't want to pay $5,000 to bring in a world-renowned master teacher. I'm like, $5,000. I feel like that ain't enough. He should be
Exactly.
charging 10, 15, and you tripping over five. Like, well, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the price. Like, I ain't trying to put people's numbers out there, but I'm just saying on a real tip though, we do have to do better because those same people will go and see Kevin Hart for $300, $400, $500 a seat.
Exactly. But
But
they
yet
don't realize that that traditional healer is needed. That healer is needed.
no, and I ain't knocking Kevin Hart or any other entertainer for that matter what their price is because I feel like if you getting it, you earn the right to get it. I ain't mad at you,
Well,
but
let me
all
tell
I'm
you
saying
something.
is,
When I was promoting for Eddie Griffin,
mhm,
we charged $26,000.
you see what I'm saying?
Twenty-six
That's what I'm
thousand
talking
dollars
about right there.
for his venues, right? And then I would get mine off the top, you know what I mean? But
Right,
they charge a lot of money. But you,
right.
James Smalls, yeah, we should pay up to $10,000 to bring him here. He's an elder and he got knowledge and wisdom. I know what you're saying.
I ain't gonna mention names either, but I'm just saying. But I've been in some of these negotiating, tables and things of that nature. And I
Right,
just feel
right.
like we have to do better. I do feel like that, but we're gonna get there. I
Well,
believe in that.
let me just add to that. And I've been dealing with the so-called conscious community for many years.
Hmm.
I was the first one to bring them to internet radio. I
Yeah,
had all the shows with all the great scholars, right?
yeah. Hmm.
I'm gonna say this. I will never change the fact that I love the ground my brothers walk on, and I was happy that they were able to bring the information to the people, from our James Smalls to Leonard Jeffries to all of our great scholars. Runoko Rashida had all of them on the show. It was the younger generation, our generation, that was kind of messing shit up,
Mucking it up.
right? And I used to tell them all the time,
Stop mucking it up.
yeah. Not only that, you can't just talk the talk. You got to walk the walk.
Hmm.
Don't get out here talking about black power this and black power that. And you know what? I want my people to learn, and I love my sisters, and I love my brothers. When you ain't damn walking the walk.
Hmm.
Now, I will never take away from my elders that were there. I was bringing them all on the show. When I tell y'all, I had Stokely Michael, the last one before he died. I was the last one that did an interview with him.
Wow.
You have some of the great scholars, Leonard Jeffries. He's older than James Smalls. James
Hmm.
Smalls learned from him. And I feel like we should have respect for these elders for one. They're getting, we just lost Baba Heru, one of the greatest Kemetic teachers out there. We just lost him.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
him on my show twice, and I'm happy I did,
That's
right? Because he had knowledge. So, I mean, you're right. We got to do better. And I think there's no more, you're right, there's no excuse for them. Ain't no excuse.
Yeah.
Now everybody and let me tell you what's funny, because back then it was laughing at me when I was teaching about traditions.
Hmm.
Talk about, oh, don't go hug a tree. A tree ain't gonna help you. Now they goddamn hugging trees, right? So they're talking shit. Now all of them that was so-called conscious, you out there hugging trees now.
Right.
I got a
Right.
call the other day, Brother Sanetta. He would never interview me. Well, he did in person because I went back to New York. but he asked me to come on this show,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So our people have to do better, but there's so much bullshit within the community. And again, I don't even want to blame it on just being brainwashing program because now everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody's a Moor. Everybody's conscious. Everybody, so everybody knows. So get out of here. You're right. They're making excuses. But our people need to be better. So how do we get it to them? We just show them. We just showed them. Now, with my spirituality, yes, if you've been to church before, and half of y'all have, or most of y'all been, you pay tithes to the goddamn pastor, you're gonna pay me too. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm gonna rip you off because I do take my tradition serious. What I don't do is if you don't have money, I won't turn you down if you really need help. Right? But you do need to pay because this is what I do 24/7 because I still gotta pay rent, I still gotta pay car notes, I still gotta pay bills. So people need to understand that. Just like you go to work, how would you like to go to work and not be able to get paid for your services? So I'm not don't feel ashamed about taking money. You're doggone right. You're gonna pay for your readings, you're gonna pay for your rituals, you're gonna pay for your products.
I know that's right.
Okay.
Look, and there's workplaces out there that be on that funny business too. They be trying to mess around. I remember when I was working for certain companies, and I'm talking about Fortune 500 big boy companies that would be with the BS mucking up. I'm like, whoa. I'll be in that office to pay.
Right.
Listen, I'm talking about when I tell you I was 10 toes down, like, man, y'all better give me my mother loving coins. I'll tell you what, you won't see me back at work until I get my coins. Think it's a game if you want to. And I straight up will call out, like, nigga, run me my coins. You'll see me back at work. I'm not playing with y'all. Like, cause you got your hours out of me. Give me my dollars and stop playing. Like, it's not a game. Like, for real.
You know what, honestly speaking, there's a lot of people that they're into supporting Black businesses, but the problem is, one of the things we got to realize is that it's like, it's sort of like it's still that little bit of a brainwashing mechanism. You know what I mean? Because it's sort of like I just lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something that was really good too. What was I gonna say?
No, it's all good.
Brought it up because it's about supporting them, but when they don't support, it's sort of like I was gonna share this story. I had started the African Psychic Network. African Psychic Network. I had all like 10 of my initiates that not volunteered. It was gonna get paid. I set it up where they would each get paid. They can charge their own price. No, we were going to charge one price so nobody would make more money than others, but it was going to be theirs. I set up the line. I set up the website. We started doing it on TikTok. We did Fridays for free. We gave back to the community. But then all they had to do was donate or pay $16 a month so we could keep it up, right? And I brought that up to say what Spirit showed me is that it's a lack of discipline with us. They couldn't get it together. And when I researched and looked at every psychic network, the California psychics, the purple psychics, the Indians got networks now, I had to say to myself, why is not Black people? I created the damn blueprint for you. I set up, I did the website. Why is it y'all having a hard time? Because y'all going to make money. Let me tell you, I used to read for this one site. What the hell? King. I used to read for King. I was making $16 per minute doing readings. I did a reading for an hour, made $400. Here I created a platform for the Black community, our own African Psychic Network. They couldn't discipline themselves enough to do the shit so they can make money. I set up everything, the lines, their extensions, everything. But and I get on them because these are some of the students that you complain you ain't got no money. These people be paying hundreds and thousands of dollars to get goddamn readings. Divination, I do many different types of divination.
Yeah.
But I was just going on reading with my ability to see. And here I create a platform. So again, that comes back to the lack of discipline, lack of knowledge, and a little bit of that brainwashing and program mechanism that you can't. You ain't gonna be as popular as the Jews. You ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I say? I can kiss my natural ass. We do anything we want to do.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
So you know what? I will say this though, on a spiritual tip, I just go to your ancestors because I got ancestors in New York Minute.
I know that's right. Yeah. No, that's real. And to the comments, there's some people in the comments that's making comments. Some of them I agree with, some of them I don't. And but I say this, and I'm not gonna call a name to the comment. but everything is perspective. So, as a matter of fact, I will share one of them because, you know, some of the things that this person is saying, I agree with some of it, but some of it I don't, because at the end of the day, everybody can't live a life where they don't shop at Black stores. You know, everybody can't live a life where they can't, you know, they can live with just supporting us, because one of the comments they mentioned is that they don't go to white stores, but everybody ain't in a position to live where they, you know what I'm saying, can live where only supporting Black businesses. Depending on where you live at, that might not be a possibility for you. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, for those who are in a place where they can support those businesses owned by us, don't ask for discounts depending on what the products or services. I'm all about bartering or negotiating, all of that. So let's just not get this confused. I'm gonna be clear with what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I know why I'm saying it. I'm saying it for a reason. But just to kind of address this person and some of their comments, that I ain't gonna put all of them up, I'm just gonna let you know I know what I'm talking about, and I know why I'm saying what I'm saying. Is why what I'm saying. So with that, anywho, so let's get back to the topic at hand.
That's true. But you're telling the truth. We can't.
Yeah. It's just certain things that they're saying that I'm not going, because I'm not going to spend the time to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I just want to make sure I address it though. Like, I'm not going to not say, like, acknowledge what you're saying, because I do, but I don't agree with everything you're saying, is all I'm saying to that particular person.
It's okay to agree to disagree.
Because I agree with a lot of their other comments too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm gonna keep it a buck. But before we switch lanes, I know time's running short. I did start this comment because this is something that I felt like I wanted to share and get your opinion on. So this brother, I think it's a brother. I don't want to mispronounce his name, but I want to say Muad'Dib. Can we read crystals like Orisha shells? That's something yes,
you can. You can read crystals like Orisha shell.
I say.
Yeah, you sure can.
That's what's
Crystals
up.
are very, very powerful. You can. There's so many ways to read. Y'all don't understand. Like I told you, Sunday tomorrow, I'm teaching them how to read with fire. But then I taught them how to read with water in 6 shells. Last month they learned how to read with water and 6 shells. Right? That's one of the ways we do it Cabo Verde. Right? We do it like that. But there's many reasons. I'm about to teach them how to do it the way they do it in Akan and the way they do it in Yoruba. In Yoruba, they read with water. Osun, they use Osun's water to read with. Right. Yeah, so there's many ways to read, y'all.
Look, I need to get hip to that, because I got me some Oshun water right here on my Oshun shrine sitting right here to my left. I need to get with you on that. Yeah, when I went to from Oshogbo, from Oshun River, from the Grove. I need to get with you on. Matter of fact, I can send you some. And what I can do is I can send you the I don't know if you can ship water, but I
had some spring water shipped for me from Arkansas.
Okay, that's what's up.
Some hot water,
okay, so I can send you some ocean water for sure. I got some.
Okay, we'll barter on some. I'll do something for you then. Okay.
Hey, I'm with that for sure. Okay, so before we get out of here, like, keepers of the secrets of the universe, and I know every time we do this, there's always some magical moments in the ending stages, man. I know it's been times where you done divine for read about 15, 20 people, or maybe more.
I'll do a couple of readings if y'all want. It's Saturday night. Y'all lucky. I'll do a couple of readings.
Hey, listen, you opened up Pandora's box, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask me a few more questions before they start coming with the questions. But so shout out to Royal. We definitely can agree to disagree, and I didn't disagree with everything you said, but there was a few things that I did. But respectfully though, this is all about. It's all about raising the vibrations of the people, man. We all gonna have different perspectives. Like, everybody ain't gonna agree on everything, and that's the facts of life. So. But I just want to make sure that I did address the things that I didn't agree with, just to make sure that you knew I wasn't just skipping your comments and not sharing them, because I don't even roll like that. I feel like everybody got the voice to share what they feel here. It's just a matter of me getting to everybody on screen or not. But I still, when I see certain things, I will address it on screen if I can't do it through the comments. But with that, real quick before we wrap it up, and I know the question is going to be coming since you threw that out there for the readings. When it comes to where we're at right now, October 11th, 2025, 11:37. I do wholeheartedly feel like there's going to be some very monumental cosmic shifts that's going to be affecting the planet. For my own little personal downloads, matter of fact, I had a dream last night that was extremely. I got to kind of unpack it when I get off the show and maybe meditate on it or something. I don't know, but it was a deep one, because I'm trying to figure out what it meant in regards to what it could be metaphysically. But I say that to say I was listening to Dr. Blair last night. Excuse me. I know that we're both fans and students of his, and I know that
I had him on the
didn't you?
show.
It didn't, I was just about to say, I thought you did, yeah. And shout out to the sister who came through the Patreon community, Mighty man. She'll be on next week. She's also a student in a disciple of Dr. Blair, so she dropped some jewels too. But
Yeah,
um,
I actually had a show with Dr. Blair called The Fifth Dimension.
all right, Shay. So that's where I'm going. So I was his spirit kind of like just popped up on my timeline last night on YouTube, and I was watching it, and he was going ham. But I'm gonna start sharing some of his work in the Patreon community too. But I say I like to say that we are definitely going to be having some extremely, I feel like, powerful visitations and manifestations of extraterrestrial, or I would say divine interventions, and they're happening now, but we're going to see some on a global level in the very any day now. We're already seeing them with the craft sightings and all these different things, but I do feel like the big one is coming, the big one. So I know you shared on a couple of shows about a couple of the experiences you have there where you're at in that area with some of the ships that you hear and you see, that you've had, like, I think, downloads of communications with. So where do you see us right now when we talk about the whole extraterrestrial phenomena, especially with the big one? Because I haven't kept up with that MS-31 or Atlas 31 or whatever it is. I've heard a lot about it because I see like it's heavy on the internet streets, but I've had my own personal experiences with ETs and extraterrestrial activity, and I feel like that within itself is enough for me. But one thing I do know is Dr. Blair was a contactee. He was contacted, and that's why some of his messages was that he had was so powerful and profound, and that's why the Alphabet Boys tried to take his life, because they knew the power and significance of who and what he was and what he was sharing. So with that, you and I not being afraid to share that kind of information, where do you see, or what do you feel, what kind of downloads can we expect coming off of your understanding, overstanding, understanding with your connection to the cosmos, as far as the big one, with any sort of interventions from higher beings or higher frequency or higher dimensional beings?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: that Atlas one is definitely a ship, and we are being watched. Okay, they're watching what's going on in this planet with humanity, especially the higher ups, the ABC boys as y'all call them. They're being watched. Okay, Um, not only that, I was watching a video the other day. It was a Chinese man who said they had a nuclear weapon that could destroy the whole Earth from end to end. It's not happening because these beings are not playing now. Because
Yeah.
there has been talks about that. We are
Mm-hmm.
definitely going through a physical spiritual transformation. Now, remember, most of our energy, our spiritual transformation is coming from Jupiter. Now,
Mm.
what I've seen is that there are ships here from Jupiter, from the planet Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
These beings are very, very powerful and spiritual. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a transformation taking place from the planet Jupiter, and a lot of us are getting a lot more downloads. And while
Mm-hmm.
you're getting these downloads, more your gifts are being enhanced. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're a seer, you're going to see more clearer. If you're a healer, your hands are going to be 10 times more powerful. So a lot of the gifts that we have are being enhanced through this transformation that we're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's going to be one soon, and it's going to scare people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right now, they're a little bit of scared. They're a little bit afraid of this Atlas one. I see them. They're a little bit afraid of it.
Mm-hmm. And it
Right.
should be.
Right. Right.
You
Because they
should.
don't know. They try to
You should
say
be very afraid, actually.
it's made up of this and made up of that. Then they talk about they found DNA on there. No, it's a ship. And what we got to realize, these ships and these energies that's coming in, they're powerful. They got technology for your ass. Okay. And their technology is so powerful, they can cloak themselves as a cloud and you think it's a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're
What?
spiritual and you tap in, you can see. Okay. So there's going to be that big one I still see coming out the sea.
Mm-hmm.
I see that big one that's going to rise up out of the sea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're going to start getting real scared.
Yeah. It should.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell you another thing. You know, the Iami Osiranga.
Mm.
The other day, I'm sitting in the car, about 20 black little birds come flying. I said, okay, y'all, I got to feed you. But we hadn't been moving, so I didn't get to feed them. So I went and fed them. So today we was out tonight. Two things. They came flown again, I guess to say thank you. They just flew over. And then me and my grandson was standing outside of the gas station, and I seen two ships. I said,
Mm.
look, there's one ship there. So I was teaching. Y'all hear that? So I was teaching them. Hold on, let me show them that. I was teaching them how to call them to them, so he'll know if it's a she. I'm sorry. This is this.
Is that what you call it from Star Wars? What's his
Yeah.
name? Can't think of his doggone name.
You see it moves.
Yeah. Sound like a baby. Yoda? Is that Yoda?
That's Baby Yoda. Yeah, he's got. Hey.
I thought it was your bird. Look, I thought that was your bird talking.
No,
Yeah,
my
right.
bird flew away.
Get out of here.
Flew away.
Oh boy. Listen.
Yeah. He opened the cage and flew out.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Listen.
It was time for him to go.
Well, look, the questions that started coming in, so I'm gonna ask probably my last one.
All right, go
And
ahead.
then because I'm gonna get a few of the tribes in real quick before we get out of here because I know you told me the time, so I'm gonna make sure I be obedient. But
I'm
so
gonna give them a few readings. You know, it's been a while, so some people
I
might
got
have some questions.
Nah, I appreciate you. Well, shout out to brother Nkosi. Before I get into theirs, he wanted to know how can he contact you? What's the best way to get in touch with you? Is it the website or which way you want me to tell him?
Actually, we're reconstructing the website. We're building it
Okay.
because we've cut down on a lot of the products because we're so busy with other stuff. So
Mhm.
we're only going to sell mainly spiritual baths, oils, and um, um, product. Like no, the baths, the oils. What else we say? Oh, the charms,
Gotcha.
the protection stuff, like protection stuff. So we're
Okay.
rebuilding that website. But you can actually call 909
Mhm.
749 8626. You check the
Okay.
book.
Okay, and I shared it in the chat too. And he a good brother, man. That's one of my peoples, man. That's one of my folks that
Okay.
I rock with in real life. So yeah, that's definitely somebody who I can co-sign for. But I was telling him too, you're gonna be in the private community soon too. We'll get that together off here and closely.
Okay.
She'll definitely be in with the tribe in the in the Patreon in the very near future once me and her can get together and see how her schedule looks and how we can align that. So you better believe we're gonna make that happen too for you, brother. But that's the number. And then so my question before I bring in the tribe, because there's a few in there, and then I'll open it up for them. So I had I think it was maybe about 2-3 weeks ago. Matter of fact, it was a couple of days after Iba Tanu to the Queen Osada Shakur. I had a lot of work to do. Matter of fact, one of them was an elder too, one of the people who I had did some work for. But I remember I had to feed the mothers. And so I want to say it was a Friday night too. And so anyway, I had went and did what I had to do. And I think it might have been like either the same day or the day after she transitioned. But I remember going to feed the mothers, and I went. I left my offering to to the woods and in the forest or the bush, and literally within 10 to 20 seconds after driving off, big beautiful black cat was just sitting on the sidewalk, just chilling. And when I tell you it was chilling, it was sitting in a position like, yup. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just dope. Like, it was so dope, like, just to see the way it was just sitting there. I'm like, yo, that's powerful because, mind you, she's a mother, a revolutionary mother, and she's also a mother of, or from the Black Panther Party. So to see that black cat within, I mean, it was less than a minute when I'm not playing. Like, it had to be, I would say 10 to 20 seconds. I'll say 30 just for the sake of being real and not exaggerating. But I think it was between 10 and 20 seconds. It was definitely less than a minute. Like, as soon as I drove off, didn't even bend the corner, and it was like, yo. So it was like, it was powerful.
Right.
That's the same place that I seen Red Cardinal sitting like a few days after I left offering before when I went walking by there in the daytime. So it's something about that little area. I'm going to keep that as my spot.
It might be a portal.
It's something because I'm telling you, they've been giving me some real powerful confirmations.
Well, the black cat, I got two of them running around here somewhere, but they're sent by the ancestors. That might have been her as an ancestor. And not only that, me too. They're over the black cats too.
Right. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, yeah, I meant to ask you about that because I felt like there was some very deep symbolism within that. You know what I mean? And speaking of which, if those cats have babies, let me know because I want a black one, but I want a kitten to raise mine from scratch. Like,
They ain't have no baby because I keep boy black cats. I don't like the girls. I don't want to boy. Years ago when I used to have them, man, I had 10 puppies and 10 kittens running my around. I was like, nah, you give me boy cats. So you know what I mean. And they fixed because they like
right. Right,
So
right.
they won't be happy. But if I run across one, I'll
Please do. I'll take a male or female, preferably a female, but I'll take a male too, as long as they all
okay,
black. Because I ain't never
okay.
had a cat before, but I feel like that something's telling me I need to get me a all black cat. So,
Well,
uh,
and let everybody know in here, whenever you see a black cat, just know that they are sent by the ancestors. Sometimes it's an ancestor. They're there to protect you.
mm,
Do
gosh,
not make, because especially here in America. Oh, black cats are bad luck, and if you see one, you put your hat
yeah,
backwards and sit on
yeah,
your hat.
yeah.
No, they're
Look,
sent by your ancestors.
just like the number 13, right? That's what they say about
Right,
number 13 been powerful for me. It's a very, very beautiful, beautiful number for me, boys. I don't know what they talking
exactly,
about, but I don't agree with that.
exactly.
And what about black snakes? Because I've been seeing a lot of them too. I remember, like I want to, matter of fact, I think the date after the cat thing happened, I had to appease the ancestors for a client, and then I saw a black racer climbing a tree. I could see the picture of that one, like literally after I finished appeasing the
Well,
ancestors.
black snakes is also too. They help you through your transformation.
I saw one
Yeah,
this morning.
yeah, they help you through your transformation. When you see black snakes, they're very powerful too. But
Wow.
they also represent. I didn't share this earlier with the listening audience, right? But they're also part of the feminine energy too. Okay.
Gosh, yeah, I
Yeah.
seen one this
Yeah.
morning. I'm talking about like when I let my dog out the first time this morning, like, I saw one. I'm like, that's dope. That's powerful.
I got
Okay,
a snake. I got a snake.
for real?
Her name is Wajette.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
her
what's
name
up.
is Wajette. She's
From
got
Kemet,
the
the
yeah,
white
yeah,
jet from Kemet. That's
yeah,
dope.
exactly.
That's
We
what's
had
up.
her for about 5 years now.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
Well,
a python,
mm, a ball python.
a ball python. Yeah.
That's dope. How big is it?
She's about maybe we want see the more you feed them, the bigger they get.
Right, right, right,
So
right,
we don't feed her that much. She gets to
right.
eat once a month and she gets wrapped. But if
Gotcha.
we feed her a lot, she'll get big. And
Oh yeah. And then it goes by your aquarium too, right? The size aquarium you keep
yeah,
her in.
we got her like aquarium. It's a good size because she likes
Gotcha.
to hide under the dirt.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me get a few of these questions in real. Oh, damn! I didn't realize how deep the comments done went. But all right, let me.
All right, go ahead. I'm on the listen. What they saying over there?
So shout out to Chloe Dior. She says, and this is, I believe, for one of the reading, to be able to get the message from spirit. She says, "Why does my ex keep coming to me in my dreams? He passed recently, but I never had him in my dreams before. It's nothing negative on his part, but she just wants to know." That's what's up. That's a pretty snake too. Wow, that's
Mhm.
beautiful. Is it a male or female?
It's a female.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Wow, I like them colors too, man. That's dope. Beautiful, beautiful snake. Yeah. So she said, why does her ex keep coming to her in her dreams? He passed recently, but I never had him in my dreams before. It's nothing negative on his part, but he's coming to her.
Tell her he got a message for her. What's his first name?
What's his first name, Chloe? If you could share that in the comments, please, and then I'll come back to her. Because that's how we do it, try. So if you ask your questions in the comments, I'll go ahead and ask Wunam, and then I'll go to the next person as you know, you follow up, so she can give you the full answer. Let me see. Reiki Activate says, "What do my Benin, Nubian, Cameroon, Taino ancestors want me to know?"
Reiki answer. You got a whole bunch of answers. The Benin, Nubia, Sir, Cameroon, ancestors want you to know.
Mm,
You you have the name Reiki activate,
mm,
but they want you to incorporate spirituality with your Reiki. That's what
mm,
I see. You need to incorporate spirituality with your Reiki. You know, Reiki is energy, but I don't know if they want you to call on certain gods that's going to help you. But they keep showing me like gods is going to help you. That's going to enhance your power
mm,
with Reiki. If you're still doing Reiki,
mm,
there's something you have to incorporate the two. Hmm.
mm, mm. Ah, sure. Um, I got an idea of the answer for this one. Uh, Harmonious Balance says, "What are the gifts that the ancestors want her to maximize?"
Harmony Brothers, they want you to maximize your visions. You need to see more. You have a very, very powerful gift to see, but sometimes you ignore it. And I see that you pretty much you like you kind of not sure of your visions and what you see, so you kind of don't want to say it. And most of the times I see you be right, but you be scared to say it. Don't don't go to your ancestors. Go outside. Go to outside near a tree. and say, look, ancestors, help me to see clearly and help me to be able to be as accurate as I can be to help people because there's people that's going to come to you. If they ain't already coming to you, they're coming. And you have a very strong gift to see.
I'm about to knock the whole goddamn table over right now. I'm mad right now. Harmonious Balance, you know you
You told her that, right? You told her that?
I told her that last night. And that's not the first time, but last night I promise you, I'm like, but I love it though. I love it because now I feel like that's confirmation. Like you got to listen to the confirmation. But yeah, that's so dope because I promise you, last night at the end of the call, the private call, and she wanted to try that be tribing heavy. She like in all the levels of the tribe, but I told her the same thing. I promise you, I want to knock the whole table over because, but it's real. But you know, and I get it in all love and respect because she's one of the most like beautiful spirits and just positive. People that we got in the tribe, man. It's everything about her is love and upliftment to everybody. And so, and I
got
told
a
her
chance to meet her when we were doing the for that brother. What's his name? We were doing the classes for the brother. I got a chance to meet her. I did meet her. I love her.
oh, for real?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, okay. That's what's up. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like she's you know, but in all due respect to her too, I can get when you know you're new on the journey. It is hard to, I guess maybe you're seeking validation, you know, to get confirmation. Right, and so I do get that because I remember feeling my gifts and I never would speak on it to anybody ever until I had my very first divination. And then when my godmother confirmed a lot of that opened the floodgates for me to really believe in, you know, who and what I felt I was, but I didn't know for sure. And for me, it was like, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't being arrogant in any type of way of, you know what I'm saying, thinking of myself in a certain light that, you know, that wasn't what it was. But then once I got the confirmation, it gave me the confidence to go, you know, full speed ahead with my mission or what have you. So I get it. But it's just like, for me, I see it too. Like from the first time, you know, that I worked with her in any capacity, I'm like, yo, you got some powerful gifts, man. Like for real. Cause I saw it too, but I love that.
You do have some more gifts too, though.
Yeah, like a lot.
The most strongest one I see with her.
Yes.
She observes very well.
Yep.
And she sees, but she's not sure. She doesn't say too much because she's not sure. She don't want to be wrong. Right. But she pretty much will be right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I knew it. That's funny. Like I want to knock the whole table over. I promise. I just said that last night too. Let me see. Let me see. Some more questions. I gotta.
That sister, the one she had a dream about.
Anthony. I'm sorry. I found her response. His name is Anthony.
Anthony. I know one thing. He's telling me to tell you sorry.
Wow.
I don't know what happened between you two, but he's telling me to tell you sorry. Did Anthony have a daughter or something like that?
She'll come. I'm waiting till she come back. Harmonious Balance said gratitude to you. Excuse me, Wunam. That's so funny that she asked that question though, because I'm telling you that just came up last night. It was so dope that she can get that confirmation. And then Reiki Activate said, "Yes, ma'am, I am." So I believe she is still practicing Reiki, is what I believe she's referring to in regards to to her question that you answered for her. And yep, Chloe said, yeah, he did have a daughter.
Okay, because
the only child he had.
Huh?
She said he did have a daughter, and it was the only child he had.
Because I see that he's like worried about his daughter. I don't know if he wants you to contact the daughter, but it's like something with his daughter. He wants you to maybe contact the little girl or the girl. I don't know how old she is, but I see like middle age. Okay, but if he wants you to contact her or if he's worried about her, something's going on with his daughter. Okay.
Yeah, Tombstone, go ahead and ask your question, family, because we're gonna wrap it up. But Wunam said she'll take some questions. So anybody, if y'all got some questions, man, listen, because these answers right here they some coins now. So if you can get them for free, you know, go ahead and get them things, man. But
yeah, we try to give back to the community. You know, some people can't afford, so.
Yeah, you and me both, and that's why I do like in the tribe. I've been doing for like the last 3 months. I do a community monthly divination to where I pull down an old dude for the tribe, and then we do offerings collectively. So I'll be knocking those offerings out tomorrow because, like I said, it helps because everybody can just donate and give whatever they can or want to. Versus, like I said, my price is starting, you know, at a nice piece of change because you know it's really some work that it costs, but I like to still help by
Right.
making it affordable by us doing it collectively as a tribe
That's
too.
a tribe deal. That's why I do in the school. I just charge $30 a month so they
Mm,
can get continuous infantry. And if they want extra, like the
right.
high power stuff, they
Yep.
gotta pay for that. But I still
Yep.
make that affordable too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We about to
Yeah.
go that route with the tribe because I got a lot more that I'm gonna give them too. So it's like the price will go up, but the value gonna go up because I'm gonna do a lot more than what I
Yeah.
already
Right.
do.
Right.
Let me see. So yeah, go ahead, Tombstone, and ask your question. ELO Day. Adana has a question. What's Adana's question? I didn't see that. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I did. I see it now. I passed it. So Adana said, "How can I decode my dreams?" That's her question.
How can you do? Well, first and foremost, when you get up in the morning, write them down.
Mm,
Write down your dreams, okay? And there's many ways to decode. You can go online. You could question certain things. Like if you dream about a snake, that means transformation. In my other book, I do have some meanings of dream meanings in my the Cosmic Oracle book.
mm.
Um, but there's different ways you can Google. But I recommend
Here's one.
again. Thank you. In my book, I talk about some dream meanings in there.
I
But
got
I
some.
will say this: you can also Google it. Google, but always put in the African meanings. I like to do the African meanings, okay? Because that's what I know. But you can Google different things. Like if you dream about snakes, if you dream about, riding on water, it represents emotions. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
most of the times in African tradition, your dreams usually mean the opposite. And that's not in every tribe, and in some of the tribes I know, they mean the opposite of what you dream of. Okay?
hmm Yeah, and
So,
my
mhm.
apologies if I didn't tribe. I thought I had shared some of these. Adana, especially you. If I didn't share this with you, these are some books that I got from some of my elders to decode dreams as well. You can find these on Amazon, tribe. These are good dream books to use too. If y'all can see these, and then when I do the upload, I'll put the links into them too. But those are a couple of good ones on top of the internet, and then don't forget the Cosmic Oracle. Because like I said, we believe in supporting our own around these Ashe
Yeah.
streets, man. So I don't know if there's a guest that has written a book that I don't own because I like I said, I support for real in real life.
Well, we're getting ready to come out with the next one too by October 25th.
Ashe.
Give me that picture. I'll show you that one. That one is going to be powerful. That one is a lot of people talk about the mermaids.
Mm,
They're popular in the West Indies, but I get into the magic that the real spiritual stuff about the mermaids.
yeah, that's
Okay,
what's up.
so this book is going to talk about all of that, and
Mm.
we'll be sharing stories of different things that happen in Cabo Verde, where the women are. It's called the Hold on, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's keep right there, right there. That yep, a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Right there, a little bit closer. Cause you okay, right there, right there. Okay, boom, right there, right there. Cause we can see it. It's going in and out of focus, but we see it right there.
you see
Yeah,
it?
that's dope. Yep. That's what's up.
It's
Yeah, that's
called
dope.
it's called Cape Verde Merwomen and Their Magical Powers. So in this book, I share some of the rituals that's done by the water, some of
Mm,
the things that we did by the water, some of the stories about how, some of us are half human and half mermaid.
mm,
So yeah, I'm gonna be coming out with this probably by October 25th.
that's what's up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
now we gotta come back, have you come back and talk about that before the release and to get ready to
Well,
get the
that one's
tribe
going
ready
to
for it.
probably be powerful because a lot of people, everybody loves the mermaid, but
Well, and
some
I've
people
had a
don't
lot
think
of
it's
people
real.
I've had a lot of people ask me questions about them, but I won't speak on them because my my knowledge base isn't as vast as yours. And one thing I won't do is speak on something that I don't have a firm grasp of. So,
Right,
but I'll bring people like you in that do. You know what I mean? So,
right,
when
right.
you're ready for that one, man, let us know. I definitely had that
Yeah,
popping up.
that one's going to be a good one because we're going to definitely get into the real stories, you
Mm,
know, and even like my grandmother, her feet were wet,
wow.
but in the island, the women that have feet like that were actually half mermaid and half woman. So when
Mm,
our ancestors died, they go back to the sea. They don't go to the ancestral realm.
wow. That's what's up.
Right.
That's dope. Okay, I got a couple more questions. Tombstone said I had a dream about a pig or something and it flies. A flying pig.
And it had a fly on it.
Oh, a fly on it. Yeah.
Tombstone, you had a dream about a pig and it had a fly on it. What was going on in the dream?
Hey, Tombstone, if you can share what's going on in the dream, she'll come back. We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Shout out to brother Fred. He said, should I move back to Florida or stay in Alabama?
Fred, should you move back to Spirit is saying stay in Alabama?
Mm, there you
Not
go.
just because the energy, but because Florida is getting ready to see some weather.
Mm,
There's going to be a lot of cleansing that takes place in Florida. A
mm,
lot of water that's coming through Florida. Okay?
mm,
And I see another sinkhole not too long in Florida too. Y'all watch out for that.
mm. Listen,
Yeah.
I was by the water this morning. That's where I saw that snake. It was nuts. It's like, I'm talking about I was within a 30, 40-yard span away from the water, from the river. And then, like, I was walking my dog this morning, and I'm talking about, like, by the bushes, I saw a black racer just slithering away, going right back into the bushes. Like, I don't know if it was going to the water or about to climb the trees, but I saw that this morning.
Yeah,
So,
well, Florida's getting ready to get some. They're about to see some water. Them seas are active. I'm trying to
yes.
get down there to do an offering before it gets too active. But if
Mm.
I don't, I might have to go to Savannah somewhere. But yeah, I have to get down there to do some offerings.
Well, let
Every
me know,
year
because
we go to do offerings.
I want to come through with that one. So keep me posted on
Okay,
that. Matter of fact, and that's something that whenever we do the private community, we could definitely share with the tribe. 'Cause like I said,
okay,
we spoke off here. I was saying, like, I'm pretty sure some of the people the loyal, the ones that show up on the regular, like they probably be interested in coming too, especially the ones that's here locally.
okay.
Uh,
That's fine.
and
Cause
then,
I got to get down there before November at least. But cause I didn't go this year. But see, every year I go. Not only do I communicate with the sea beings because I try to get them not to bring hurricanes.
mhm,
But we give them their offerings because that's just what we do. We make sure we take care of them.
Ashe,
And they
yeah.
bring a lot of blessings and money too.
And you know what, too, part of the Odu, I believe I gotta appease DIJ. So I'm gonna get with you maybe tomorrow or something to see, because I really want to get that one done this weekend, but then like that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna make sure I get the other deities appeased tomorrow. But I'll get with you off air to see about a good way to appease DIJ for the tribe as well, because I think that was one of the ones that I wanted to do for that
Okay,
particular Odu.
it's funny because she's sitting right in front of me. That big is sitting right there in front of me.
I say.
Right, yeah, right in
So
front of me.
Divine Shy Lotus says, I always wanted to know who was my Ori, or like who's watching over me besides my ancestors.
So basically, you want to know who's over your Oreo, who's your parent in Yoruba. You probably need to get a divination on it. But what I'm seeing with you, Divine Charlotte Spirit, keeps showing me. I don't know. I keep seeing soon over you. I keep
Mm,
seeing soon over you, but still get a divination and get it done the right way.
mm,
Okay.
I sure.
I mean, I'm sorry, Ifavi, or
Mm-hmm.
Ifavi, so they can tell you who's your father, who's your mother. But I keep picking up Osun, and I don't know why, but I'm picking up Sango with you too,
Mm,
because you
mm.
can have more than one Orisa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I've shared this many times. I just knew Shango was mine. When I first got into the tradition, I'm looking at him right now. The very first Orisha item I ever bought, sitting in my Shango shrine right now, was a small figurine of Shango, because I just felt like that's who resonated with me the most. But then when I got my Elekes and I had the divine, like that was okay. That's what's up. Is that which one? Oh, you say all yours are males. What's his name?
This one, his name is Tahuti.
Tahuti looked like the one I seen the other night when I was appeasing the mothers, man. That looked he
Really?
was big
See
and
his name? You see his
yeah,
title?
big and thick just like that. Yeah. He
He
like
looks just like the Tahuti.
he look like a big, he don't like no little itty bitty one. He like he got some size on him.
You see, if you think he big, you see the other one. He's big, but he hides. The other
That's the
one's name is Ra.
that's what's up. That's dope. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, like it was dope. And I mean the way he or she was just sitting there, it was like,
Mhm.
yo, I knew somebody was trying to tell me something. I got a couple more. Let me see. Who was it? I saw somebody said the lovely had a question, but I didn't see the lovely. Uh, B Lachey 910. If you have any kittens, man, holla at me. Let me know. We might be able to barter something. I think you're part of the tribe, the Patreon community too, man. So if they have kittens, let me know, because we might be able to, or I'll just buy them from you. But either or, I definitely am looking to get me a little black kitten soon. I can't find the lovely's question if she had one. But somebody said that she might have one. I don't
Okay.
know if I see any more though. I don't think I see no more.
I will say there's somebody on here need to take care of their health. Somebody on here need to take care of their stomach. They've been having stomach problems.
mm,
They've been take care of your stomach.
Yeah, I can't.
Mhm.
I don't see no more. I don't see no more questions. Okay, so Tombstone came back with a follow up. So this is the brother who said that he had the dream with the pig with the flies on it. He said, I remember seeing dirt and thinking I was in a pen, and then trying to figure out like what it was with the flies on it.
Well, you know, flies represent, I like to say, disagreeable spirits or demons. Okay.
Mm,
So it feels like it's an enemy. It's like an enemy that you have an enemy. Be careful of.
mm,
Okay.
mm. And
Especially
shout
when
out
you see flies in dreams and in real life, that's enemies.
mm, got you. And shout out to Iyalo for sharing her words of wisdom with the tribe in the comments, man. We appreciate you, Iyalo. And y'all and trust and believe tribe. Take heed to what she shared too, because she a whole Ianifa out here in these Ashe streets. So she might not say it, but I'm gonna say it because I won't talk shit about me, but I will about the people who I rock with. So take her insight, like take it serious because she has a very powerful gift herself, and she's a very powerful priestess. So the lovely said, how do I recognize my ancestors in speaking versus like when it's just her emotions?
You know, one of the things you want to do is you want to ask them to let them know that let you know that they're there, and they
Mm,
will. They'll give you a sign. Okay.
mm,
Whether you're outside doing it, you go by a tree calling your ancestors. And in your ancestors, you always want to call through your maternal side. Every tribe in Africa, I don't care, there's over 3,000 tribes in Africa, they always call through their maternal side. So when you call your ancestors, you want to call through your maternal side, and then you'll say, give me a sign. Ancestors, let me know you're here. Rise up, ancestors, come to me, let me know you're here. There's many things that happen. One time, I was doing some spiritual work on my ancestral shrine, and I said, Ma, if you in the house, let me know. She turned on the washing machine. And it was one of those washing machines you have to pull it out, not the new kind. She turned it on. I said, okay, you here. So a lot of times if I'm doing ancestral work outside, the birds will fly, a tree will drop up. They always let you know they're there.
yeah.
Okay. Now, you said when my ancestors are speaking versus when it's my emotions. Elaborate a little bit more on that because you're saying you're hearing, you think you don't know if it's your ancestors speaking to you or if it's your emotions speaking to you.
I think what
That's
she's
what you're
saying,
saying, right?
I believe so because what happens is this is something that I used to deal with a lot, but now I feel like I've been blessed to kind of grow into a certain level of discernment. But I know for me personally, there's a lot of internal communication that goes on, right? But sometimes it's like, okay, is this my internal thoughts? Is this me and my mindset or my aura or whatever? Or
Right,
is this coming from an extra, extra source
right.
or from an outside deity or entity or what have you? And so I feel like a lot of people are challenged with that. Even priests and priestesses, for that matter, I feel like don't it's hard to discern like which level of communication you're being is communicating with you, or that you're picking up with your antennas or your spidey senses. So I think that's probably what she's going with, that where she's trying to decipher or discern whether it's her, whether how she feels with her emotions, or if it's an extra, extra entity or energy that's communicating with her. And if that's somewhere in the ballpark, the lovely, please let us know so we can further assist you
Well, a
with
lot of times you know
answering.
what your ancestors' voices sound like, right? Most of the time, like I know my mother's voice, so I'll hear her. I will hear her voice talking to me, right?
Mm,
Now, for those who don't know, right, just say your great 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 grandmother. Usually, the voice is going to sound similar to your voice because we all carry the same vibrational energy as the first mother.
mm,
Like I hear my mother in me sometimes. I hear my grandmother when I laugh, right? And you'll be able to tell, but you're going to hear the actual voice of that person, right? And if you don't know it's them, then it's your if you're not hearing a voice like that, and you're just hearing thoughts in your mind or thoughts, you're hearing thoughts, or excuse me, yeah, hearing thoughts. That's you. That's your spirit.
mm. Yeah, she said that she responded back. Yes, it's hard for me to articulate sometimes. But
Right.
what I'll share too, though, Wuna, like I ain't gonna front with you. Like me personally, I don't necessarily hear voices, but I do hear thoughts, and I hear or feel and pick up vibrations. Or matter of fact,
Okay.
even to a point where I remember, I don't know if it was the last time or the time before last, but we had a call, and I remember talking to you about the ancestors, and I had asked a question, and it was crazy because you had been getting on me about going to my shrines more often, my ancestral shrines more often, and I think just before that, recently before that, I was going back to them more often, and the one before that show, I spoke out loud, and I remember you telling me like, "Yo, they don't want you to talk to them out loud; they want you to communicate with them telepathically." So for me, everybody's mind and Ori, everything is set up differently, but for me, mine is more powerful, like telepathically without any audible, but I can still pick up the different, sound waves or frequencies from the different entities or energies or what have you. So I think some people might struggle with that too. And that's something that didn't happen overnight. It took a lot of meditation, it took a lot of praying, a lot of, going to the shrines, all that, I feel like plays a role with us. It's almost like the old AM/FM radio station when we get close to the station we're trying to get to, but it's fuzzy, and then we can hear it and it come in. Like you got to kind of get it on that right turn on the dial to where you can. Oh, okay, now I hear it. So I think that will probably come from like meditating, the lovely, and just spending time in nature or
Another
doing
thing she
things.
could do too is she could, not to cut your wisdom, sorry, but
Yeah, you go.
she can actually communicate, practice more, communicate with your ancestors, and she can tell them, show me, let me know it's you. Let me know it's you. Let me hear you. Show me. Give me signs that it's you, right? And she wants to talk to them in a sense where she wants to hear them. You understand? And that way she'll distinguish to tell her to let them know, like she can use different things to practice. Well, ring a bell. If it's you, my ancestors, ring a bell in my ears. You can ask them to do that. Right? If it's not you, then they're not going to ring the bell. But ask them to do certain things for you, so you'll be able to distinguish whether it's you or them.
I like that.
Whether it's your thoughts or theirs, yeah.
And you know what? That's dope because then, excuse me, you gave me an idea. So another way to use that same, I feel like, method is water gazing. You get you a goblet of water like this, and then sit with that water and meditate, and then ask them to give you a sign by moving the water. You know what I'm saying? Because like that water just sitting there still. That's something I never thought about. But Wunam, like I have done water gazing, so I feel like by you asking for a sign, that water start moving. You know what I mean? So that's dope. I like that. Okay. So we got a couple more. I'm gonna take two more try because it's getting late, and I done ran past the time Wunam gave me, but she said she's gonna do it for y'all. So I definitely appreciate you, Wunam, and I appreciate y'all, tribe. So real quick, I see a couple more. Shout out to brother Nkosi. He said, I keep seeing visions of a man dressed like a Yoruba elder. He feels kingly. Could you perhaps tell me who this might be?
A vision of a man that's a king. Wow.
Yeah, he said he's dressed as a Yoruba elder.
It's showing me like it's like a ancestor that watches over you. I don't know if it's a great grandfather, but it's a grandfather of yours, but he's just like a Yoruba king. Yeah, and Kosi, that's an ancestor. That's an ancestor.
I sure.
And this is one of the things I wanted to share. This is some of the energy that's being presented. You're seeing your ancestors now, right? So that's one of the gifts that's being like, as we go through this physical spiritual transformation, we are becoming more lighted beings. The DNA is being reactivated. More information is you're being able to access. So you're going to be able to, like I said, they're enhancing the gifts now. So you're actually seeing your I see a great grandfather.
I say.
Okay.
He said, I see him clear as day too. That's what's up. Holla at him, Nkosi. Holla at him.
That's right. Call him, talk to him, tell him to come to your dreams, tell him to talk to you, tell him to show you some more visions.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I say. That's what's up. Let's see. I think that might be it. At Teresa Miller, peace and blessings. Welcome to the stream, family. We did put it in there. Wunam, can you give me the number again? Because Teresa wanted to get she wanted to get contact info for you. What was it again?
It's 909 749
749. Okay.
8626.
8626. Okay, I got you, Miss Miller. We got that in there for you. And then let me see. And you're welcome. Appreciate you for joining us tonight, family. Yeah, I think that's Take
If
that
they
mic.
want to also check out the school, Wunam School of Mysteries, they can go to the school app and check out the Wunam School of Mysteries. Now, school is spelled Skool,
Mm-hmm.
and Wunam School of Mysteries. They can come in and learn things, right? Just like you were there. But if they want to be like, no, get more stuff, they got to do the membership.
Mm. I
The
say.
membership is $30 a month. We do energies of the week. We do um, rituals of the week. And then in this classroom part, we got a lot more stuff that we teach.
Mm. I say.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Miss Lisa saying we can just call. Yeah, that's her business line. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
just call her, and then if you of course, if you don't get an answer, just leave a message, and then they'll get back with you as well. That's for Miss Lisa saying, can we just call?
Just call that number. And we're usually up late to probably 3 o'clock in the morning. Look under the cabin. My bottle of water something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we usually up late. So yeah, and we're we're in the
Eastern.
no,
Eastern.
Eastern time, right? But well, our website is we're rebuilding it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
Right. Because
cool.
we're doing so many projects right now.
Listen, I know that I know the feeling. Look, that's why I've been yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm wrapping up the big one that I've been working on, so now I can really get back to this thing in full throttle. But yeah, everything
Yeah.
happens in divine time, family. In divine time with a divine alignment, man. For
That's
real,
right.
for real.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, tribe, I definitely appreciate all of y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, man, because like I said, Wunam gave us about an hour more than what we were gonna get, but that's the power of spirit, and I give thanks to her for always being willing to pour in and tap in with the tribe, man, and take it to the next level. So with that, you want to leave us with anything on the way out before we get up out of here, Wunam?
You know what? I want to share with the sisters again.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it at? Hold on for a minute, y'all.
Okay.
I want to share with the sisters again what they need to do. Where is it? Hold on.
No problem.
Okay. For the sisters, as far as us connecting, right? Back to being that cosmic intelligence. I want to share this with y'all again. Remember, y'all going to say, I am the daughter of the sun and the womb of the earth. I hold the codes of creation within me. My voice is vibration. My spirit is water. My womb is the universe. I awaken now as a keeper of the sacred order. Ashe. Sisters, say it, embrace it, and get ready because Ancestors is about to take us on a new journey, okay? And I'm going to leave you all with that tonight. And thank you for having me on again, my brother.
I say, Vole Wade. I'm not quite sure that I get exactly what you're saying with that comment, but okay.
What was the comment?
So that's I'll share it. I don't really. I'm trying to figure out exactly what they're getting at with that, but also that's why they. Who are they? I don't know who they are. That's run by the Europeans, but I don't know. It's kind of weird, but that happens. It could be spam, or it could be somebody that just sharing their thoughts, but I didn't quite articulate what they were trying to articulate. Whatever. But yeah, with that, man, I appreciate because I don't know if they're trying to be funny or they serious or what. So I'm just gonna drive by it because don't come here with the fuck shit. I'll say that. I don't know if that's what your intentions are, but I'm just gonna be straight and clear. I'm articulating that. But if it's something I misunderstood, you can email me, send me a message, whatever, and then I'll bring it up on the next one. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, Wunam, and it's always an honor and a pleasure for sure. And tribe, I appreciate all y'all. And so with that, I'll see y'all in the next episode. We'll be back early this week, man. I'm working on bringing some dope shows and some new powerful guests coming up this week. So I look forward to chopping up with y'all later early this week, tribe. And Wunam, I definitely get with you to see when we can do the private community call, as well as see if we got any updates for when y'all coming down here for us to go to these oceans and these waters and these seas. So we can, make it do what it do and make it be what it be. So with that, tribe, I appreciate all y'all. And we'll see y'all next episode. We out. Peace. Odabo.
Right, peace. Odabo.
Ẹni tó gbàgbé ilé ṣàpò ìyàgbọ́ tẹ́ntẹ́ ní takisá ní tàtàn. Ó bá padà sílé anítìjà kọ. Ẹja lọ pé eégún mo ṣe nígbẹ́rẹ́ yípakọ. Forsake not your ancestors and praise your